As Russia ramps up its propaganda war and the propaganda which is spreading across Russia itself, giving the impression that Russia is now in a siege mentality because it is being threatened by NATO, which simply isn't the case. Now is the opportunity, as Russia expels the Estonian ambassador, citing Russophobia. Russophobia is not true. Russophobia is not a concept. We're not frightened of Russia. Well, we are frightened of Russia. We don't, but that's not the idea of Russophobia. Russophobia is that we hate Russia. We don't. We do have great misgivings about Mr. Putin, but Mr. Putin can change. Now is the time for NATO and for Ukraine, if at all possible, to make overtures to Russia to begin negotiation in earnest. It's time for NATO to make it very clear to the Russian people that it offers no threat to Russia, that it is simply a defensive organization, that it does nevertheless intend absolutely to support President Zelensky and Ukraine if Russia intends to continue to attack a defenseless country. It's our duty to ensure that a neighboring country that is wrongly invaded has the opportunity to defend itself, particularly when it gave the weapons of defense to the country that is now invading it. It's also our duty to get out the word that it's not Ukraine, which is the fascist state. This is lies. It's not Ukraine, which is the state employing foreign mercenaries. These are lies. It's Russia. It's the Wagner Brigade. It's the Wagner Brigade which is taking a sledgehammer to anyone that contradicts it. It's the Putin Kremlin that puts anybody who contradicts him, Mr. Putin, into prison for as long a term as is humanly possible, that keeps people in solitary confinement and seriously damages their health, that violates the articles that are enshrined in the Russian Constitution again and again and again. And today we learn that Mr. Putin's hideout is now protected by missile anti-aircraft defense systems. Why? There are no missiles being threatened at Russia. This is a fantasy. But NATO has to get that message across clearly and strongly. Otherwise, the propagandists and the trolls are going to have a field day. There are two wars going on at this moment. There's the war which is being fought with missiles and with incredible bravery by the Ukrainians on the ground in Ukraine as a result of Mr. Putin's illicit invasion. And there's the propaganda war, which is going on daily across mainland Russia, which is filling ordinary Russians with complete rubbish. And that war, that second war, we in the West have done nothing to counter. We are wrong, absolutely wrong. This is the war we must be winning, the propaganda war. If we don't win that war, we cannot expect to win the war on the ground or to help Mr. Zelensky win the war on the ground against a mighty and formidable foe.